Okay, so have you ever thought about, like, why it feels so good to help others?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to, like, charitable causes.
Yeah.
It's not just like a warm, fuzzy feeling, you know?
Right.
There's this whole fascinating, like, interplay of motivations behind why we give back.
That's right. I mean, our brains are wired for generosity in ways we're only just beginning to understand.
And for this deep dive, you shared an article with us, why people give back monetarily to charity causes.
Mm,
And it really digs into the psychology behind, like, why people donate.
exactly.
And what's cool is they use this medical institution in Singapore, Sian Chay, as a real-world example of how these motivations actually play out.
Yeah, Sian Chay's approach is interesting because they managed to blend these traditional practices with a modern approach to philanthropy,
Uh-huh.
and it's clearly resonating with people.
Yeah.
And it'll be great to connect their story to these 5 key motivations the article lays out.
Perfect. So let's break down these motivators. The first one is gratitude and responsibility.
Mm.
That feeling of, I've been fortunate, so I want to share what I have. But it's deeper than just feeling good, right?
Right. There's a strong link to altruism here.
Mhm.
It's almost like our brains reward us for helping others.
Interesting.
Studies show that even small acts of kindness can release endorphins and make us feel more connected to our community.
So it's not just about what we give, but how it makes us feel more connected, too.
Right.
Okay, the next motivator, believing in the mission.
Okay.
This one seems pretty straightforward.
Her.
You're more likely to donate to a cause you actually care about.
It is, but think about how Sian Chay frames their mission.
Yep.
Forgiveness, compassion, universal love, gratitude, and dedication.
Wow.
That's not just about providing healthcare, it's a whole philosophy that attracts donors who share those values.
Right.
It's a really effective approach.
I could see how those values would resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah,
And it ties in nicely with the next motivator, wanting to see a tangible impact.
that's right. Donors want to know that their contributions are making a real difference.
Mm-hmm.
And Sian Chay has some impressive numbers to back it up.
Oh, yeah.
Between 2014 and 2023, they served over 3.48 million patients and issued more than 6.61 million prescription dosages.
Wow, that's a lot of people helped.
Yeah.
So those numbers show donors their money is making a concrete difference.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about emotional fulfillment? That warm, fuzzy feeling we mentioned earlier.
This one is all about feeling like you're making a positive impact.
Yeah.
It taps into our innate desire to contribute to something larger than ourselves.
Mhm.
Do you have any personal experiences with that?
Definitely a few years ago, I volunteered at an animal shelter.
Oh, wow.
And honestly, just spending time with those animals, giving them some affection, it was so rewarding. It
Ah,
really showed me the power of, like, simple acts of kindness.
those moments of connection are incredibly powerful. They
Yeah.
remind us that we all have the ability to make a difference in the lives of others.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the final motivator, legacy and vision.
Okay.
This one's about being part of something bigger, leaving a positive impact on the world that lasts beyond your lifetime.
Sian Chay is a great example here.
Okay.
They've set this ambitious goal of reaching 8 million patient visits and providing over 10 million prescription dosages by 2028.
Wow.
It's a big goal,
Yeah.
but it really invites donors to think about the kind of legacy they want to be a part of.
It's inspiring to see an organization thinking so big.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered the 5 main reasons why people give.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's delve into what makes Sian Chay so unique.
Okay.
They're more than just a charity, right?
Yeah.
They've got this whole other layer that focuses on traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM.
Right. TCM is having a real moment globally, and Sian Chay is at the forefront of that.
Uh-huh.
They offer free consultations, affordable medications, all with a focus on preventative care and holistic wellness.
So they're not just treating illnesses, but promoting a whole way of life.
Mm-hmm.
But TCM can be a complex system.
Yeah.
What are some of the key principles for people who might not be familiar with it?
One of the core principles is this idea of balance.
Okay.
Balance within the body, balance with nature.
Mm-hmm.
TCM practitioners look at the whole person, not just the symptoms.
So it's about addressing the root causes of illness, not just masking the symptoms.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And how does Sian Chay approach that balance?
Well, they offer a range of services beyond just medical treatments. They
Okay.
have educational workshops. They even have this beautiful sky garden where they host cultural talks and events.
Oh, wow.
It's really about fostering a sense of community and well-being.
It's like they've created this whole ecosystem around TCM,
Mm.
and that sky garden sounds amazing. I bet it's a welcome respite from the bustling city life.
Yeah.
Speaking of bustling city life, tell us a little more about their location. In the Gilang, right?
Yes, Geylang is a vibrant, historically rich district in Singapore. It's known for its cultural diversity, with beautiful Peranakan shophouses, bustling markets, and incredible food stalls.
Really?
There's the Sri Sivan Temple, a major Hindu temple,
Mm.
and the Geylang Sarai Market, where you can find everything from fresh produce to traditional Malay crafts.
Wow, it sounds like a feast for the senses.
It is.
So visitors to Sian Chay could potentially combine their experience with exploring all these cultural attractions.
Yeah.
It's like they've woven themselves into the fabric of the community.
Exactly. And speaking of weaving, that's a good analogy for how they approach TCM, too.
Oh.
Blending ancient wisdom with modern sensibilities.
Yeah.
They even incorporate technology like virtual reality experiences to make learning about TCM more engaging.
It's a really interesting blend of old and new.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about their approach to TCM and their location in Geylang.
Right.
Now, leadership plays a huge role in the success of any organization.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little about the people behind Sian Chay.
Sian Chay is led by Dato Seri To Sun Huat JP. His vision and dedication have been instrumental in transforming Sian Chay into the model of modern philanthropy that it is today.
Wow.
He's really turned it into a landmark in Singapore.
It's amazing what strong leadership can accomplish.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've explored what makes Sian Chay so unique,
Mm-hmm.
their commitment to TCM, their community integration, their leadership,
Right.
and how all of that ties back to the 5 motivators for giving.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear they've created something special.
They have, and it's a powerful reminder that philanthropy can be so much more than just writing a check.
Yeah.
It's about finding innovative ways to make a difference and connect with people on a deeper level.
I think you're right now, before we move on to the future of philanthropy in the next part,
Yep.
I want to ask you,
Yeah.
what stands out to you the most about Sian Chay's approach? What do you think other organizations can learn from their model?
That's a great question, I think. Their holistic approach, that's what stands out to me.
Yeah.
They're not just addressing physical health, right?
Right.
They're weaving in emotional well-being, community connection, even cultural exploration through their location and the TCM principles themselves. It's really smart.
It is they've considered the whole person and their place within the community.
Yeah.
Now, while Sian Chay offers this fascinating model for giving back, the landscape of philanthropy is constantly changing.
Right.
So for this next part, let's shift gears and explore what the future of giving might look like.
Okay.
What trends are you seeing emerge?
Well, one trend that's really gaining traction is impact investing. Right. And unlike traditional philanthropy,
Yeah.
impact investing is about generating both financial returns
Mm-hmm.
and positive social or environmental impact.
Okay, so with impact investing, you're not just donating money.
Right.
You're actually investing it with the expectation of making a profit
Yeah,
while also supporting causes you care about.
exactly.
Can you give us an example of what that might look like in the real world?
Absolutely. Imagine investing in a company that develops affordable, clean water filtration systems
Right.
for communities without reliable access to clean water.
Mm-hmm.
Not only could that company become profitable,
Right.
but it would also be addressing a critical social need that's impact investing in action.
So it's like consciously choosing where your money goes and ensuring it aligns with your values.
Exactly.
It's not just about profit, but about making a tangible difference. I like that.
Yeah.
What other trends are shaping the future of philanthropy?
Well, technology is playing a huge role.
Okay.
And one area where we see that is data-driven philanthropy.
Okay.
Essentially, charities and organizations are using data analytics
Uh-huh.
to track their impact, measure their effectiveness, and make sure donations are being used in the most impactful way possible.
It's about transparency and accountability,
All right.
showing donors that their contributions are making a real difference. But data can sometimes feel impersonal. How do organizations balance that need for data with the human element of giving?
That's a great point. Data is powerful,
Yeah.
but it's most effective when it's used to tell compelling stories.
Okay.
Organizations are realizing that they need to connect with donors on an emotional level. They're using data not just to showcase numbers,
Yeah.
but to highlight the personal stories of the people they're helping.
It's like the difference between seeing a statistic about homelessness
Right.
and hearing a personal story about someone who overcame homelessness thanks to a specific organization.
Exactly.
That story will resonate with donors far more powerfully.
Absolutely. And that's where social media comes in.
Okay.
Platforms like Instagram and Twitter are becoming powerful tools for spreading awareness, sharing those personal stories, and even mobilizing support for causes.
So technology is playing a dual role.
Yeah.
It's enabling organizations to track their impact and be more transparent with data. But it's also giving them new avenues to connect with potential donors on a more personal level.
It's really fascinating to see how these two sides of technology are converging. Now,
Yeah.
another shift we're seeing is a move toward collaborative philanthropy.
Yeah.
Instead of organizations working in silos, they're realizing the power of partnerships.
So instead of competing, they're cooperating.
Exactly.
That makes sense, especially when tackling complex issues like poverty or climate change.
Right.
No single organization can solve those alone. Can you give us an example of what this collaborative approach might look like?
Sure. Imagine a nonprofit that focuses on environmental education,
Okay.
partnering with a local government agency,
Uh-huh.
and a business that manufactures sustainable products.
Okay.
They pool their resources and expertise to create a program that educates students about environmental issues
Okay.
while also providing them with hands-on experience in sustainable practices.
So each partner brings something unique to the table. And by working together, they can create a much bigger impact than they could individually.
It's like the saying, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly. And we're also seeing a rise in individual activism and grassroots movements.
Yes.
Social media and online platforms make it easier than ever for people to connect with others who share their passions,
Right.
organize events, and raise awareness for causes they care about. So it's not just about big organizations anymore.
Right.
Individuals are finding their voices and realizing they have the power to create change within their communities and beyond.
Exactly. And it's inspiring to see that shift.
It is.
Technology is giving individuals more agency than ever before to make a difference. But with all this talk about the power of technology,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that it's just a tool.
You're right. Technology can be used for good or bad.
Yeah,
It's all about how we choose to wield it.
exactly.
So as we look ahead to the future of philanthropy, it's a bit of a mixed bag, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
excitement about the possibilities, but also some caution about the potential pitfalls.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
We're seeing the emergence of these powerful new tools and approaches, but it's up to us to use them responsibly and ethically.
And as individuals, we have a responsibility to be informed,
Yeah.
to engage with these new developments critically, and to make conscious choices about how we participate in the philanthropic landscape.
Absolutely. We need to ask, hold organizations accountable, and make sure technology is being used to truly advance the causes we care about, not just for profit or self-promotion.
Now, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive on the future of giving,
Okay.
I want to bring it back to something you mentioned earlier, the importance of the human element.
Yeah.
With all these new technologies and approaches,
Right.
how do we ensure that we don't lose sight of the heart of philanthropy, that genuine desire to connect with others and make a positive impact?
That's a crucial point. At the end of the day, philanthropy is about human connection. It's about recognizing our shared humanity and acknowledging that we all have a role to play in creating a better world.
So whether we're talking about traditional giving impact investing or leveraging the power of social media, we need to ensure that our actions are rooted in compassion, empathy, and a genuine desire to make a difference.
I think that's a great note to transition to our final part,
Okay.
where we'll delve into the concept of legacy, what we leave behind, and the impact we have on the world, because ultimately that's what it's all about.
Welcome back to our deep dive into why people give. We've explored motivations behind charitable giving, the future of philanthropy, and now we're going to tackle a concept that's like really tied to giving, legacy.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big word, but when you really think about it, what mark do we want to leave on the world?
Right.
What will people remember us for?
It's a question that has fascinated philosophers and everyday people for centuries.
Yeah.
It's about looking beyond our own lifespan and considering the lasting impact of our actions, the ripples we create that continue to spread outward long after we're gone.
And what's interesting is that legacy doesn't have to be about, grand gestures or monumental achievements.
Right.
It's not reserved for the famous or the wealthy. It's something we're all creating every day, whether we realize it or not.
That's right. It's about the choices we make, the relationships we nurture,
Yeah.
the values we embody, and the impact we have on the people around us. Think about the people who have inspired you, like a teacher, a friend, a family member.
Yeah.
What is it about their legacy that resonates with you?
It's often those seemingly small things.
Yeah.
their kindness, their passion,
Mm.
their unwavering belief in something bigger than themselves.
Right.
Those qualities leave an indelible mark on the people they touch.
And that's something we can all cultivate.
Yeah.
Building a legacy doesn't have to be about fame or fortune.
Right.
It can be about living a life that is true to ourselves,
Hmm.
contributing to our communities, and leaving the world a little brighter than we found it.
And for those who are drawn to philanthropy, the idea of legacy can be like a powerful motivator.
Right.
It's about investing in causes we believe in,
Mhm.
supporting organizations that are making a difference,
Yeah.
and ensuring that our contributions continue to have a positive impact even after we're gone.
It's about being part of something larger than ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
contributing to a collective effort to create a better future for generations to come.
And it's not just about financial contributions.
Right.
It can also be about volunteering our time,
Mm-hmm.
sharing our knowledge, or mentoring others.
Absolutely.
So legacy is multifaceted. It's not just about what we leave behind materially,
Right.
but also about the intangible gifts we share with others,
Yeah.
the knowledge, the inspiration, the values we pass on.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the teachers who have shaped your mind,
Yeah.
the artists who have moved your soul, the leaders who have inspired you to action. Their legacy lives on, not just in their work, but in the countless lives they have touched.
It's a powerful reminder that our actions have the potential to create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our own lives.
Mm.
And that brings us back to the heart of this deep dive, understanding why people give.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected,
Yeah.
that our actions matter, and that we have the power to make a difference in the world.
So as we wrap up this exploration of giving and legacy, I'd like to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What kind of legacy are you building?
Right.
What impact do you want to have on the world?
It's a question worth pondering. And remember,
Yeah.
every act of kindness, every effort to make a positive difference, no matter how small, contributes to shaping your legacy and creating a brighter future for all.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We hope you've gained some new insights into the motivations behind giving and the enduring power of legacy. Until next time, keep exploring, keep giving, and keep striving to make the world a better place.